channel's a geezer channel.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Got a bunch of geezers watching me. My channel's a geezer channel.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Got a bunch of geezers watching me. My channel's a geezer channel.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Got a bunch of geezers watching me. My channel's a geezer channel.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
I said, I wish I could have that dry bacon. Well, I mean, you know what that is. No. I simply asked. I said, I wish I could have that dry bacon. Well, I mean, you know what that is.
Hopefully I'm on stage. Yes, I am. Yay. Hi, everybody. Happy earlier time today. I do apologize. I changed the time. I suddenly realized that we are going. I've got the snowboarding thing on the background on the TV. So You're probably potentially listening to me and watching the Olympics all at the same time. It's all go today, and I know that the men's ice skating is going off on NBC. If you have just good old regular TV, you don't need anything fancy. As long as you want to put up with a couple of ads. But yeah, they're doing all the Winter Olympics this afternoon, and so I suddenly saw the men's free skate was going off at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And so I was like, oh my gosh, okay, well, let me just do this live stream because people are going to get busy. And I know most of my audience prefers we come out earlier rather than later. So that said, let's get going. Hi, if you're first in. Yes, you were, Casey Grits. Come on in. Yes, good. We'll have to go far to find them with the ideal loan police. Well, we don't know. Hi, Sarasota Kim. Come on in. Yeah, he got another strike? That's wild. That's interesting. So okay. All right. So I am going to say that Tim does seem to be in kind of a, bit of a mood today. He did say that he was in a funk. And I think that's why he didn't we don't know why he didn't go live yesterday or do any videos. I shouldn't say live. That's what I do. Why he didn't have any videos yesterday. Let me put the comments up. Yeah, this one. All right. Let me share the screen with Tim so I'm not taking up so much space. Makes me uncomfortable. But before I did want to wish everybody happy pregame on the Valentine's. Happy Valentine's! Since this is the Valentine's edition. I don't know if anything good comes out. We might come out tomorrow because I'm working like extra hard with my YouTube channel, hopefully giving good content and having a fun time with you guys because I've discovered that Junebug's got some type of rapid like skin tag growth on her. And so I need to get her to the vet. So we're working hard, raising money. So if you can hit the likes coming on in, you're going to help me not only take Tim to task, but help me with my puppies. So happy Valentine's Day, everybody. Happy Valentine's Day. Yeah. Intro way too long. Well, you know what? It takes me a minute sometimes to get everything together. And it gives a chance for people to come in and make sure they've subscribed for about 5 minutes if they want to join the chat. So it works both ways. So, yeah, that's how it goes. Dim got a strike? No, I don't think Dim got a strike. Happy Valentine's. I think they said it was Buckeye Gordon. So that means Tim struck somebody else. We'll have to take a look and see if he put something on his channel. I don't but follow but a few like Miss Vicky. The cage eggs made him smarter. Well, obviously, I'm thinking if he's going to go through that many eggs, and I'm watching the half pipe, I should say, of the men snowboarding behind me. Anyway, I don't know why he doesn't buy like a larger or more of them. I just don't understand. Why would you only buy a dozen? It doesn't make sense with the cost of his gas to go to the Audi unless he just needs to have content all the time. Yes, thank you. Likes and subscribes. Yeah. And so, yeah, I don't know. It's wild. Okay, let me share the screen with Tim. Let's get into this because I know I want to get in and make sure that we can get back to the Olympics, the more exciting stuff than Sarasota Tim. But he didn't do any content yesterday. He has been advertising quite a few items on Facebook Marketplace regarding, I think, everything that's attached to the Goldwing. I think you are all going to discover today that that is coming to an end. So the Goldwing era might be ending. I think that Tim has spoken in this video. So we'll find out, okay? We'll find out. And maybe I'll get a poll started too. This is going to be a quick live today, guys, just to catch up with Tim. Maybe we'll put a poll if whether or not he's moving in with Tammy. Okay, take it away, Tim.
On the outside the door to take to the dumpster later when it lightens up when I go out, and I felt like it was raining, but it's mist. It's a fog. There's a strange London fog we got out there. It'll burn off, but this is the most peculiar winter in recent memory. I recall the summers being extremely hot, you know, and just getting brutal. You know, it's hard to tell them apart. They're brutal, like being out in Vegas or anywhere else. But let me put it in the trash bag in my thing here. The winters here, what we normally get is these a few days, a few times of some cold, even bitter cold, a couple of times where we can't believe it and nobody comes outside. But I mean, I really shouldn't complain because every day it doesn't seem to reach above 72. Now, the high today over in West Palm Beach is going to be like 77, which means it's going to be, you know, 80, because they're about 80 miles further south than Sarasota on the East Coast. So in the summer, we're hotter actually than they are. They have the eastern breeze off the Atlantic, and in the winter we're cooler, usually about 3 to 8 degrees, depending on the day, a 5-degree average, which is significant when you're in a certain window. But this winter, like I'm ready for like 75 to 80. I'm used to 90, 100, you know, heat index. So at least 85, 88 is pretty much what we deal with all the time with humidity, you know, sweating. I'll be complaining about that too. But anyway, the eggs are working out amazing. I will never, ever buy anything but pasture-raised, non-convicted chickens again in my life. I also clean my pan with some vinegar.
You know, this is content, guys. Don't get angry. Well, nice to see you. Flip the switch in his brain. Yeah. I don't know what brain switching he's gotten into. He's just, I don't know. Remember, he had his blood drawn the other day. Maybe he got some results that he's not sharing. You know?
If you boil water, a small amount of water after you get through cooking, whatever you've got in there stuck will come right out. You just use your spatula, you know, and boiling water gets it clean. But sometimes it'll leave some staining or whatever. But you put some vinegar in there and boil that up and push your spatula around, soft or a metal spatula. And somebody was asking me one day what pan this is. This is an all-clad. Right there it says it. All-clad. These are good pots and pans. It was gifted to me. And I was using Teflon most of my life. And it's really nice because, you know, you flip around, it slides around, but you get a good scald with these. So I'm going to make, you know, I'm going to put my butter in here. I'm going to make my 5 eggs. Last night I put in it finally arrived. Look at this, man. Here it is. I'm going to show you. Yeah, I've got tuna. There it is. Look at the size of that sardine can. When I get really hungry, I'm going to eat that in tomato sauce. And these are wild caught. Where does it say it? Somewhere on there. You can read it. Wild caught. All right. Let's get the butter out. Get the eggs out. My Aldi's eggs. I'm already out. I'm going to have to go, not out, but I'm dipping into my second dozen because 5 a day, man. It's only good for a couple of days. Eggs used to last me a long time. But I'm really getting into the way these taste. So I bought this plate yesterday. I thought really I'd put a paper plate in it. It's got a little lip on it. But the paper plates I bought, I still do it just to give it some rigidity. But I got to buy the bigger plates or just.
Okay. Tim, that's really like wasteful. Not having, considering you have probably a water hookup at the place. Do you have to pay for your water at the RV park? My water's included in my condo fees. I have no idea. So Tim just starts cooking breakfast for us. Yeah. So I just started a poll. If you want to join in, is Tim going to move in with Tammy in her new condo? I don't know if it was the best phrased question. Yes, he's ready for sticks and bricks. Currently at 50%. No, he's going to stay on the slab. Is at 14% currently, and he'll lie but have both places. So maybe he'll move out to the Boynton Beach area where Teddy and Jolene are, take the RV out that way, you know, sell the Goldwing, sell the dirt bike, get rid of all that stuff, take the RV closer out to the other side. And because the only thing that's really keeping him to that area at this moment in time is really Fred and Rafaela. All of his other, like his son, everybody else, probably even getting closer to where, wouldn't it? I don't know if it would take it it'd probably take him a little further from his daughter, maybe. I'm not sure, but it doesn't make any sense. I'll have to bring up a map so I can figure out. Hold on, guys. I need to see this on a map. Okay. A map of Boynton, of Bradenton, because I'm not that familiar with Florida, we'll be honest. Florida to because it's hard to bring. Hold on, can I bring up Google Maps without it being an absolute pain? Hold on. Okay, here's maps. Okay, here we go. All right. Oh, actually, that looks kind of good. Let's get over here. Hold on, let me share this screen instead. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, currently it's showing my area. So we got light traffic at the beach today. So let's go to Bradenton, Florida. Okay. And so there's Tim. And I want to get to no, I want to go the other way. I want to start in Bradenton and I want to go to Boynton Beach because I just don't know these areas. I'm going to be honest. I know I have lots of Florida people and they're very familiar. I'm not. Okay. So let me see this on a map. Oh, it is really on the other side of the country. Okay. Oh, sorry, the state and country, I guess, technically too. Okay. So that's what I thought. It was on the East Coast. Okay. Okay. So that's makes, okay. So he would have to, so everybody he knows, lots of people he knows now for Tim are living. Oh, no, not my map gone. Let me start again. I didn't realize the minute I took that down, it was going to take everything away. Oh, all right. Okay. I need the map. Okay. Sorry, guys. Okay. So, because I'm not familiar, some of you may not be as familiar, just like me, like just not knowing. That's far. Yeah, it's kind of far. You're welcome. Well, you're so welcome, the real Melvis. And I know I do have viewers in New Zealand and Canada, and I've had some in the UK in the past, and obviously other sides of the coast. And I am obviously not as familiar with Florida. I mean, I've been to Miami and Orlando, but and I've driven to the West Palm area towards I want to say, because my ex-boyfriend's mother used to live, I believe, in the up by this area. I want to say I've been to this area. I gotta think where she was. No, she was up maybe higher. No, she was up by St. Augustine. That's where she was, in this area, whichever, this Palm Coast. Okay, so my ex, okay, because I get confused with West Palm and then Palm Coast. Okay, it's like when people try to pronounce names of British counties and don't realize that if it's, that Shire at the end is pronounced shire. So it'd be like Worcestershire, Hampshire, Lincolnshire, Nottinghamshire. Anyway, so I've been over here to St. Augustine area. She was in this Palm Coast area, which is still really far down here to the West Palm Beach area. Which is down, and then I've visited Miami before, and I've been to obviously Orlando, which is right dead center, which is strange. There's like nothing. This is interesting. There's nothing. Orlando is like in the middle of Florida, not a beach in sight. Probably thought I was on the coast. And then then obviously here down Miami, and then down to so his son is down in this area as well. So I'm surprised. What would be keeping him here other than the proximity to try to get up to Georgia to see his daughter, because this is still quite a huge distance. I mean, Florida's a huge state. Wow. So I'm curious. Okay. So I'm glad. Well, you're welcome. I'm so glad I shared that with everybody. Yeah. The Villages is also in the middle. Yeah, that was back in the 90s. Well, when you're flying in on airplanes too, sometimes you're not being the most geographically aware. Yeah, Orlando in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, so I apologize to those in Florida for my sort of lack of Florida knowledge. I mean, having been to places, but not really being, geographically aware. But I don't expect, everything to be, but now I'm learning. So there we go. All right, back to Tim. So now we can see kind of how foul Tim is. Other than Fred and Raffaella, who aren't his actual relatives, it's interesting as to, other than maybe cost of living on the Gulf side is less expensive than the East Coast side. I don't know. I'm not a Florida resident. I'm not sure. I had to laugh at something about real estate in Virginia or best places to live or worst. No, it was the worst places to live in Virginia. And the city that I was born in, which is Portsmouth, Virginia, was rated as #1 worst city in the whole state, which is not far from here. Oh, how sad, Portsmouth. Okay, keep going, Tim.
Save money on the paper plates and just wash this. All right, my pan's too hot probably.
Hey, come on in.
Turn that way down. Let's get that butter in there before. I need something. Here we go. All right.
Okay.
Butter right there.
Oh, thank you, Anna.
Yeah, it's 6:47. Got up at 4. What a shocker, right? Come on in here. Let's make some eggs. Yeah, I've got Timmy Appleseed, and well, a lot of people got me on it. Buying these non-prisoner hen eggs, pasture raised. I've never been in jail.
If you're just coming into the live, make sure to hit the likes. Happy Friday, TGIF. Happy pre-Valentine's. I got my roses to say happy Valentine's, everybody. And also, give me a hype or whatever. I don't think that exists on a live. Make sure you take time to answer the poll as well. All right, take it away, Timmy. We get to watch. Oh, he does have a couple of boxes of eggs. Well, I'm glad, because it seems like it'd be a waste of time. 5 a day. That seems like a lot. I don't mind having an egg, but not 5.
It's really, when you do a lot of research, it's amazing.
I'm going to be...
They're in a little 67 square inch cage their whole lives. And cage free, don't buy into it. Gimmick. That's just a gimmick. That means that they're still indoors being fed crap. You want ones that can get out and forage, eat bugs and worms and stuff like that. Because that's what makes them better. That yolk broke.
You prefer the Gulf of Mexico?
I love the brown egg too. It's kind of cool.
See, I've never been on the Gulf of Mexico side. I've only been on, I believe, the East Coast side. Well, I know I have been, I believe, and then the middle of it in Orlando a couple of times, because I stayed at some big resort that was connected close to Universal Studios for like sales conventions and stuff. So I've had, for work events, I've had to be in those places. Tim is killing these eggs. I don't know how he always manages to kill the yolks. How? He is like the worst chef on eggs.
Or, yeah, I got to do 5.
Oh,
that's what it
thank
said.
you.
We're going for 5 with salt and pepper.
Feels Melvis. I really appreciate that. It is a super sticker, and it's like a little cat waving Valentine's, like a little happy Valentine kitty cat. I love that. Happy Valentine's. And I should try to get this little love heart thing. Look at that. I actually did a good job there. Happy Valentine's. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. We love that. Keep going, Tim. You're so
All right,
old for the place.
Eggs. And here's an empty egg carton. Should have put that in my other trash. So let me show you. Let me bring you back in here. How this rubber spatula really works nice with these eggs. I'll get you in here.
Bally.
I got all these floor mats down here and the tripod's uneven. But look, you take this thing here. It gets underneath.
Happy Valentine's.
Look at that. Cook it not too fast, and
what other kids do.
it won't stick. Let me go ahead and open that up a little bit.
Kids do.
Get in there.
Oh my God.
Starting to stick a little.
He's like, morning chat, rethinking life and what I want. I'm like, well, obviously the rethink is you're going to keep doing the same stuff on the channel. You're out here like frying and destroying some eggs for us all to look at. Tim is, and Tim's going to try to convince the entire, his subscribers. He's actually had like 81 comments. That's the last. So in a couple of days, if we see the comments are down to 17, we know that Tim like scrubs stuff. But some people are quite supportive. I'm like surprised.
Let me see. Enough of the eggs. You've seen it. An egg, so what? Big deal. Let's heat up a cup of coffee. I made a fresh pot this morning. I turned the
Tim was reading my mind about the eggs. Yes. None of us care to watch you destroy your eggs, Tim. My fried egg this morning looked beautiful because I like to, flip it just for a second, just in my pan. I just use pan. I like to, I'm probably taking a ton of chemicals, but I buy decent eggs. But I eat one. Couldn't eat 5. Lord of my life. Tim eating like he's like an Olympic athlete over here.
eye off immediately. I only want to have 1 cup. I'm trying to, not drink so much. Put this in there for 45 seconds. I'm gonna hit up the gym, do a little walking this morning, think my thoughts, make my prayers, get my ideas together of what I'm doing in my life. Yesterday.
Well, I also had a live talking about the fact that he was losing subs. I know Darling is already working on those videos, so it's kind of we pick up. So I'd already said he was losing subs and views one day. And so we all kind of hammer him. And some of you who aren't aware of the stuff behind scenes, I've been a squeaky wheel, and I guess he bothered Buckeye Gordon again. Okay, I'm going to take a look at his channel, see what's going on. Did he put a post out?
Kind of was thinking about some stuff.
Tim's so bad.
And
he's
I
so
won't say they're
upset.
the happiest thoughts. That's for sure. I kind of had what's going on? What am I doing?
Oh yeah, she is.
Kind of in a little bit of a funk. We all have those days. I was wondering, am I all right? I don't know. Kind of wishing I had some company. I look around and I see some of the neighbors, with their wives and girlfriends.
Oh, here we go. Oh, Tim wants somebody to be his Valentine. Tim does not like being single, guys. He really doesn't. I mean, he likes being single as in the respect, like he likes doing whatever he wants. But he does not like it in the respect that he wants to be having that person to go out to dinner. He's had Tammy around for a long time. He and Tammy have been together for 20 some years. She has, in reality, despite the interesting aspects of the relationship, because I guess she does have some rules and kept her kind of, it's like it has been his longest lasting relationship. He has known Tammy the longest. He's been with Tammy longer than he was with any of the women he had children with. So, but we understand from people who know Tammy and Tim personally that, and they've sort of said that they've had this confirmed by Tammy herself, that she will not let him film anywhere near where she lives. Like there was one time she let him film when he had his eye surgery, I guess in that apartment in Manor Loop. She does not. We already know where they live. Where she bought the condo. So we already know. So, but she doesn't want him filming. She does not want her home being turned into a studio. So Tim has to make decisions, I think, because, he's also, the moon is waning, guys. I checked in on the moon cycle. The moon is going down. So we can expect that Tim's is cycling down with the lunar cycle. It's waning at the moment, and Tim's mood is getting more into a funk.
Mostly. And
we'll bring up the lunar cycle.
They might be looking over here going, sure like that guy's life. I don't know. The grass always looks greener. But I was just thinking about the RV lifestyle, getting older, living alone. I definitely need some more heat, baby. Heat. And I think it would be nice to meet someone. I really do. I think
nobody wants to watch me slurp my drink.
A lot of my life, I'd say half and half. I had so many years of solo living and being by myself. And then in my early part of my life, I was married, I had children. I was younger. I was working for the man. And
Where was his solo living? Tammy, you suppose you said you went to your mum's house at 16 and then hooked up with the lady who lived upstairs. And then it seemed like you went from one to the next to the next. I mean, that's what it seemed like. And then you broke up with the last one of the, in the, early, end of the 90s, early 2000s. And we're over living in Dwayne and Tammy's house. And you were probably doing something horizontal with Tammy behind Dwayne's back then. I don't trust you, Tim. In my opinion. Allegedly.
Then I got involved again in the relationship situation. We've talked about it. And nothing's perfect. No one's perfect, including me. And, I'm like, what are you saying, Baker? Where are you going with this? I want somebody. I don't know. I don't know.
This is,
I think you know what it is.
I'm glad you brought, I'm going to bring up that comment back up again. Thank you. I'm glad you brought up that honest sunflowers because I feel that Tim sometimes is using his YouTube videos. This is very indicative of sort of what we call locales on the internet, using YouTube as his hug box, using YouTube as his therapy. He even says about talking things out. And I just think that is really not appropriate, especially from somebody who's studied a lot of psychiatry, in the respect that your audience is, especially when you have people that are kind of agreeing with you need to speak to somebody because this is out, and if you get into funks and stuff, there are things that happen, changes as we age that do happen neurologically and within the mental health scope. And I think, your pattern of just this incessant purchasing to fulfill something, I mean, you're going to be losing it on the sales of all of this stuff, Tim. That Goldwing, that guy, you did nothing with it. I think you thought literally, I think in your mind, because you're not very rational sometimes with your channel, that as you had in the past when your channel was really hitting it out the ballpark, you could literally put out a video talking about the price of an apartment in Boynton Beach and it not even be your apartment and get 60-some thousand views, which is just insane. Because that's kind of, people thought you were affable at the time and just kind of a regular Joe Smo, which you are. But the difficulty is that as your channel grew, your arrogance and your narcissism, which have probably been part of your primary character, your majority of your life, just kind of came out. Didn't take long. And then you started deleting videos and we all realized that you've got money from the government and stuff. But yeah, YouTube is not your hug box, Tim. And YouTube is not your therapy session. And your subscribers aren't supposed to provide that for you either. Okay? That's not their function. They're here to have fun. We're here to have fun, That's why we're here. We're here to catch up with the stories. But you have to realize that, Tim.
I'm a little bit
yeah.
somewhat intimidated about traveling again, getting many, many, many miles from home. And,
yep.
I bought this tent. Am I going to sleep on the ground? I'm not even going to be able to sleep on the ground when I go out west because I got to stay at Love's. I'm not going to pay for a campsite.
Yeah, I've talked about his shopping addictions and how it seems to coincide with the lunar cycles. And at the moment on the lunar cycle,
right,
it's
just
waning.
to get somewhere and set everything up and wake up the next morning and drive another 300 or 400 or 500 miles. So, I just want to get to where I'm going. And so I'm going to be roughing it in the truck without the camper. That got me thinking, what are you doing? And then that mattress thing that I bought, my coffee. It was like, I'm having second thoughts now. I just don't know if I could sleep enough.
Hasn't everybody said that that's all he does is sleep at truck stops? That's the problem, Tim. And he's gonna mention exactly where his impetuous, impatient, just nature comes from. Very immature. And I'm sure that because he had so much going on at such a young age and getting married and having children and stuff, unfortunately those sorts of young traumas can cause some and I do not treat or diagnose, even though I am a registered nurse here in the United States and most of the way through my master's in nursing as a nurse educator. I do not treat or diagnose anybody on this channel and was studying to become a psychiatric mental health nurse practitioner. But it's just so much school and, though I did read a recent study that women in their 50s are at their smartest. So when women get to their 50s, it's like our brains just catch fire. Anyway, Facet is crushing it. Right. I think he really is dealing with some mental. Yeah, that's a very good point. Yes. Yeah, he's Just Me says the problem is that he presents himself as crushing it. In reality, he is dealing with mental challenges. I do believe he does, just because of the sort of impetuous shopping without really having a really good think through of what he is doing. Like most of the decisions that I like, the only time I've felt like I've made an impetuous decision with like a car purchase was because literally I got into a car accident or somebody hit me. So, I mean, it was like, and I had to use a car for work and stuff. So I can, but I mean, for the most part, that's not the case. And I'd already paid off the car. Anyway, let's take a look at the lunar cycle and see where Tim is real quick. Okay. So we are right here on the 13th because we look to see, oh my gosh, we've got an eclipse coming up, guys, on the 17th. I'm absolutely fascinated with looking at the lunar cycles. Make sure you guys are hitting the likes when you come in. Let other people know that we're here having a little bit of fun before I catch the ice skating men's freestyle. My friend's nephew, we call cousin Max, he's like 13 years old. He trains at the same ice skating place that Ilya Malanin does and is a friend of Ilya's. So we're like Team Ilya here at this household. And and he's from Virginia and I'm a Virginia girl. I was born in Portsmouth, Virginia, the worst place to live in the Commonwealth. It's because people laugh about the fact that it's rough in Portsmouth. Anyway, okay, back to the lunar cycle. So we are on the 13th, and we can see that we are on a waning crescent at this time, which I have, as we start to plot Tim's lunar year, we have noticed that he gets kind of funky once the moon begins to wane in its lunar cycle. The 17th is also the Chinese New Year. Thank you for sharing. That's interesting. And it's a solar eclipse. So that's going to mean something very significant, I'm sure, with their Chinese New Year. Oh, wow. That's interesting. So look, we're going to get Tim is going to be in a funkadoodle. And then we're going to get this solar eclipse. So I did not realize. So I'm kind of excited that we follow this now. And then we're going to get that waxing crescent. And then we're going to get a waxing gibbous. And then here, I'm thinking in the next part of March, here we're getting into the March 28th, and then over to this date in March. Here we're going to have a lunar eclipse. Wow, we've got all sorts of fun stuff happening this lunar season. Tim is going to be, oh my goodness. I think we're going to see some very interesting things happening from now until about March 3rd and probably up until the 6th, 7th. So just kind of look out for Tim and his decision making and his spending, because if he gets the Goldwing sold, who knows what he decides to do with that money? Who knows? He might suddenly come up with something else that he thinks is going to launch his YouTube channel. I think that's really what he thought, that purchasing these motorbikes and doing these things were going to be the types of things that were going to ensure that his YouTube channel just like popped off. And I think it just really hasn't done what he hoped. So yeah, here we are. See, I've always said if once the moon starts to wane, so does Tim's mood. And so listen to what he talks about. All right, Tim, back to you.
Fetal position sideways in the back seat. It seemed like a really great idea. You need a van, you know. Perfect temperature with a heavy whipping cream. Oh yeah, folks, that's the best cup of coffee I've ever drank in my life. Nothing makes me feel better than a good cup of coffee. Oh yeah. Let's try these eggs out, and I'll get back to the deep conversation with you. Hey, I don't mind. You know, I say anything I want. My channel. I don't care what anybody thinks. I'm not here to impress anybody. Oh man, what a Freebird tastes like. I'm serious, folks. The whites and the yolk are so.
Well, yeah. Oh, I feel the same way. Sometimes, you know, I do appreciate good feedback to my channel. Now, people just trying to come in and cause nonsense. I've had to deal with that recently. And that's going to be a fun story to cover further, okay, in the members only, when we get together to do our members only stuff. That's where I just discuss all the shenanigans that kind of happens behind the scenes. And especially even with being a YouTube creator and dealing with other people. And so there's going to be a follow-up on what happened with one particular person, individual. There's a follow-up. So, and it's going to be kind of interesting to follow up on that. And so, yeah, obviously, but I mean, it's one of those things, isn't it? You better hope that you also, you've got to take constructive feedback. Constructive feedback is always appreciated. Just people trying to stir trouble and troll, you know, that's never appreciated. I think that, but that, you know, you're going to prepare for that. So, and Tim is sort of, you know, not kind of understood the way the influencer game works, in that you kind of create your niche or what you do, and then your audience kind of anticipates that you stick with it. Now, if Tim is just a vlogger and he vlogs his life and that's what he wanted to say from the get-go, then that's what people would expect. Just Tim vlogging himself, you know? And that may not have kicked off his channel the same way as his 62 secrets, minimalism, secrets to retirement. And I think he does feel that he's being held, you know, over a barrel in order to kind of stick with that. But then he needs to take it out of his description box, you know?
I mean, I know people can't stand an egg. I know people that only like them scrambled. Oh. When you taste that,
right?
It tastes like
yeah.
egg.
Yeah, he's not.
It's being extremely hot.
Shoot. What minute was I at? Hold on. Where is he sitting there eating those eggs? Shoot, I messed up. Where is he sitting down eating those eggs? Gosh dang it. Hold on. I skipped ahead, guys, somehow. Hold on. Oh no. Where were we? Where was I?
I'm a little bit.
Hold on.
Somewhat in.
Hold on. Where was he? Right here. Okay. Sorry, guys. Okay, here we go. Sorry. Oh, it made me laugh so much I skipped ahead. Did he teach any manners? No. Oh, yeah. I wanted to go back. Oh, yeah. Impressed. Yes. Thank you, Mary Cole. I want to get back to that point. This is somebody who constantly goes through the drive-thrus of coffee places and lets everybody know he's a YouTuber in the hopes that probably they'll comp him something. Especially if he stood there with the camera saying he's going to get them free advertising. He's done that a bunch of times to like bagel shops, little coffee places. I mean, you name it. He's done it. Yeah. If you like, I appreciate it. Lets people know we're here. Subscribing gets you a chance just to participate in the chat. In order to, you know, that's how it's done in YouTube world. That's what I learned. And then buy me a coffee. That's probably going to Junebug's upcoming surgery and taking Tim to task, as we call it, because he's still out here striking people's channels. So we know when he's striking channels, Okay? He's not dared to strike mine. It's no point because they don't stick. My strikes don't stick now. I don't even get a strike anymore. I'll get to a point they won't even give me the strike. They might do the copyright removal, just request. And at some point, they might not even bother with that with YouTube. So but he gets upset, and he gets upset with other commentator channels. All right, Tim, take it away.
Meat, butter, and eggs, baby. You know what? Maybe that's what it is. Maybe I'll give it a break. I don't want to be rude in front of you. That's good coffee. Maybe what it is my body and my mind. They talk about eating 5 eggs a day in week 1, week 2, and what happens. It's been early still. It's still real early. So I don't know if this is true what I'm about ready to say, but maybe I'm getting some kind of clarity in my thinking, or some changes are going through my mind. You don't just get physical and other improvements.
And this sounds absolutely just bonkers to think this. Sorry for my scientific knowledge opinion of the human body and working in healthcare for probably like, studying it since like 2009. And now we're at 2026. So working in it since like 2011. So I'm at 15 years. It's a long time now. I'm getting to a place where have been a long time in healthcare. Considering I was, studying in the profession in my 30s. So now I'm in my 50s. So it's been a while now. And nothing would affect the body food-wise that rapidly. It just wouldn't make that type of changes to his mental clarity, in my opinion. These things would need to probably take a month or two. It would take a week or two. It would take time, not a day or two. Tim is always like, that's how you know it's just absolute, gobbledygook from these folks. The only things that do, not even like an antibiotic works that effectively. An antibiotic takes like usually that's why, about 7 to 10 days. It takes a few days actually to really work. And then it can be, actually it's most of its effectiveness almost comes after the course has completed itself and it's actually in your system and working. So all of this sort of stuff is, just outright wildness from a scientific standpoint. I think any registered dietitian would be able to explain to you, it's not going to make a difference that quickly to your mental clarity. And to be honest, I mean, I know that they talk about the cholesterol eggs and stuff. It's very different from other types of cholesterol and so forth, but that's still a lot of egg. So you're not an athlete. You're not exactly like Michael Phelps out here, Tim. Oh my goodness. It's just so wild.
It's like,
I just
health.
can't.
Obviously, when you start feeling good, you start thinking good. And I was just processing information like, okay, you think you want to do these things. Not that I can't or able to. In fact, I'm becoming every day probably more able to through diet, exercise, and clarity. But should I? Can I not go somewhere closer? Are there not places to ride that motorcycle right there where near my daughter lives? I know there's great twisties up there for the Goldwing. But maybe North Carolina, Kentucky, or those kinds of places have some, mountains and hills and trails that I can enjoy as much as then, driving all the way,
You mean like the Blue Ridge Mountains or the something or the Wari Mountains up in North Carolina over by Charlotte?
2,500 miles. Not that I don't want to go or see Moab again, but you know what? In all my travels, whether it was in a car, on the Goldwing, when I had the 4Runner,
I don't know.
It's always out there. It's always out there. When I lived in San Diego and I talked about the stories of having the sand rail and the 3-wheeler in my Class C motorhome I lived in for a couple of years, and I'd leave San Diego and go out to Ocotillo Wells. Yeah, hell yeah, I want to be there. I wish I could just be like,
I don't know. There is a poll though. Currently the poll, let me take a look at the poll. We have, oh my gosh, almost 100 votes. We're at 99 votes. That's awesome. Is Tim going to move in with Tammy in her new condo? So far, 30% say yes, he is ready for sticks and bricks. 27% say no, he is going to stay on the slab. And 42% think he'll lie, but have both places. So I don't know. Let us know what you think. And we'll find out what the community thinks. I think we're not sure. We're not sure.
Bewitch, you know, and wiggle my nose and be there with all my stuff. But to think about 5 days of driving, at least 4 or 5 days, all day, every day, all you can do to get somewhere and ride a dirt bike. You know, when I lived in San Diego, you rode a few hours and you were in heaven. So all those people that live out there. So here I am buying something in a sandbar where I live. But that's why I'm thinking maybe I'll just Google and search something that is much closer. When I took the trip last summer, you guys might remember, I got up there to where my daughter was.
That's why he has to keep those doors open. That's why I don't like it if it's like, gosh, it's a lot of sulfur.
And we started talking, and she said, "Dad, why don't you just go to Pigeon Forge? You can be there from the Atlanta area here, Dawsonville, Dahlonega, all that area where I bought the camper and everything, where Lake Lanier is, where I was camping at that cheap place, and go there." And I ended up having a ball, right? There was those car shows. There was all this cool stuff on the main highway out there. They had 3 or 4 different events. I was up there for 3 weeks, and I was hiking in the Smoky Mountains.
Now, Tim said that he had his blood drawn, and there's no reason to say. He never mentioned that he was going to the doctors getting blood drawn. He suddenly came out one day with blood drawn and talked about it, which is odd. Usually Tim has a build up to the doctor's appointments and stuff. And this time he just came out with a gauze on and and said, bandage with it just has my blood drawn. Then we didn't hear from Tim for an entire day. Now, I don't know whether or not, sometimes the results, they can get pretty, those types of regular, results like that can be completed quite rapidly. And so he may have already had those results. And if there was an outlier, he may have been called by his medical provider at some point to let him know that something in his blood work wasn't looking great. And I wonder if something like that could have happened yesterday, and he'd gotten a call in the morning from the doctor's office to say that he had an abnormal lab result, and that's why we didn't hear from him. And now that's why some of this stuff is changing today. Or if he just, I mean, like I said, we speculate. It's our stories. We'll never hear. But it's just interesting that, just so a medical professional is kind of seeing how those sort of things could impact somebody and then the decisions, especially for all this stuff. Maybe, and I noticed that his veins on that right arm of his have not looked very good lately. Like they're bulging, which could be signs of, problems with his venous return.
I didn't need no dirt bike. I loved it. It was beautiful. And climbing up these mountains through these trails. And I discovered, I was going to I didn't know what I was going to do. I was going to take my camper and drag it all the way back out west again, Laughlin or Utah or somewhere, and burn all this gas and pull this camper. And I know it sounds wishy-washy or intimidating or you're afraid to. It's not that. I did it multiple times. And it just gets to be like the cruising got to be. There it is. There it is. I took 15 cruises. 15. So, travel.
Oh, well, we know he's not.
I don't want to go far. I'm too far. It's like, hey, I'd like to travel. Let's go to Australia. Not.
Well, we know he has high cholesterol. I heard from Johnny Vegas that calcium artery score that he had was truly a high score because he had spoken to Johnny about it. And if anybody knows, Johnny Vegas recently had a heart transplant. We always send you prayers, Johnny. And so that said, now we know that potentially, we've known that Tim, and he was prescribed atorvastatin. He was prescribed some type of statin. I never could see the milligram amount, which would give me an indication as to whether he was on a high or moderate dose. And, he's kind of come out with some odd cholesterol numbers. So who knows? I wonder if he got, like I said, some bad news in the result yesterday, because they would have had to have called him from the office had he had a really bad abnormal result and he had this blood draw. So who knows? He didn't say who it was for, but I'm guessing it's coming around that time of year he'd be catching up with his PCP.
Let's go to the Philippines. Not. Let's go to California. Pretty much not now.
It's low. It's all good.
Too damn far. Here's California. And here's West Coast, East Coast. And then down here is Florida. Go up, over, days and days and days. Shell out money.
Oh, Tim, no. No. He hit us, guys.
No. I simply asked. I said, I wish I could have that dry bacon. Well, I mean, you know what that is.
We know that Tim's views and subs have dried up, and therefore his buy me a coffees have probably also gotten kind of rocked to the bottom a little bit. Probably has a few people who donate, not to the way he had before. Even I have had Chris Google Maps donate, and I always want to share this one because I think it's important for Tim to see in case he's watching today. I think was it this one? Was it this? Let me see. Gosh, I'm going to flash up something just wild. Yes. Okay. So this was from Chris Google Maps. And he purchased 20 coffees for the Life and Vibe community and said, for your legal efforts against Tim, I was an idiot for ever watching and supporting him. All I can do now is help the good side. Best of luck. I let him know that means a lot. And he also gave treats to the pups over Christmas, which was very much so. Very soon this is going to be used. And those who are part of the Good Life know a little bit more about that. And the reason why I just keep that kind of behind a paywall is because there's a lot of personal information shared. And because of that, I don't really just want that on the general YouTube platform. And so I try to keep it as best as I can, certain things and things that we do, just a little bit more private. So that's just the reason why I can't put everything out. That's why people have members only. So things still get out. I promise you. Oh, hey, JJ. JJ says he would need 145K to move in with Tammy. He would have to quit YouTube. Oh, she wants half down. Well, if he hadn't just wasted all his money on stuff, he might have had 145. He would have had 145,000. He could have had that money had he not just, especially between the Honda and then, the money lost probably on all of those trucks. He just could have taken his YouTube earnings and set them aside because he already took the money from the government, which was a fair amount. He would have had that money, I'm sure, to quit YouTube, and he would have to pay $302,000 and that's almost as much as my condo fees. And I know that's probably half of what hers are for HOA fees and pay half the properties. Not happening. So it's always interesting. That's why we love to have fun here. I speculate. Hey! DJ Kelly Show has been a member for a month. Tim is the master class and not what to not do in life. Oh, he's so perplexed at the moment. He doesn't know what's going on. But we know that also coincides with his lunar cycle. And JJ has personally known Tim. Thank you for being a member for a month, Shelley. Tim has been, sort of, we just, I just don't know. He's so the stuff he's talking about in this video is so odd, but JJ has known them, so I do listen.
To ride a dirt bike. It just something about that just doesn't sound right. Doesn't sound, smart.
I always try to wonder if Tim's trying to put people off the scent because he's such a troll to the commentator reactor channels now. So that's why I just can't figure out. Like, I can't figure out if he actually took Raffaella to a Longhorn Steakhouse. He definitely went to Fred and Raffiella's because we could see from the landmarks behind him that he was definitely over at the Lakewood Ranch area the day he said he took Fred and Raffaella. But it was a really long drive from their house to this new Longhorn Steakhouse, and an even longer drive for Tim. And Tim was sent the gift card specifically to take Fred and Raffaella to the Longhorn Steakhouse. That's why Police Dawn sent it to him. Lo and behold, right next to where Tim lives in Bradenton, not just a few minutes away, is the Longhorn Steakhouse. We haven't seen Tim in the evenings, and Tim seems to be hurting for money. And my estimation is that he's been using that gift certificate to go get himself a bunless burger at Longhorn at night with a glass of lemon water, probably for senior discount, getting a couple of free meals out of it, and never really took Fred and Raffaella because he knows they don't really watch his YouTube nonsense. And because he never filmed them like sitting at Longhorn or even outside the Longhorn Steakhouse. But he probably then just went to their house for coffee and had to drive because it's like almost an hour out to their house from where he lives. He's not close to even where they live. So I just, I don't trust him. If we don't see it, it didn't happen. So that's my thought. That's my thought about the Longhorn Steakhouse, is that Tim used it at the Longhorn Steakhouse, which is around the corner from his Bradenton trailer park. Sorry, RV park. And then just went over to Fred and Raffaella's from coffee. And they didn't even know that this guy said the gift card was specifically to treat them to a steak. That's what they said. And sit at the bar, have a burger and patty and a glass of, try to meet a woman. Yes, something, chat up the staff. That's why, well, that's why I don't think he was too tight to leave a $10. Well, that's why I think he didn't. I think that's just all part of it. There is literally a Longhorn Steakhouse, not 2 minutes drive from, I'll show you. I'll keep letting him play, but I'll show you on the map. And we went over this on the members live, but that's what I also think too. I don't know about the Tammy. So that's why I say Tim likes to put people off the track, like as to what's actually happening, like him and Tammy, like, because we know that the reason why, and he was supposed to be at Boynton Beach this weekend. He talked about the fact that he was traveling to Teddy and Jolene's for the Valentine weekend, because he kept talking about that. I'm sure he kept saying he was supposed to be here this weekend. And we haven't heard him talking about any travel to Boynton Beach this weekend. I had been down somewhere. So he's just full of lies.
It just doesn't sound smart to me. We gotta heat this up. Let's put a minute on it. Let's really heat it up. And then I think, I don't care. I'm gonna tell you, I don't care. And then I think, how smart was it to buy like snowshoes and you live in Florida? And you say, what do you mean by that? Well, I mean, like, how smart is it to buy a dirt bike and you live in Florida? You're not in California. You don't live in Arizona. You don't live in Texas. You don't even live in Kentucky or North Carolina or Georgia. You live where you have to go somewhere at great distance, even to Georgia, to ride it. Let's go. So that started making me think. And I had all these thoughts going through my head, like, Baker, what have you done? So that made me think this. What do you hear this story? What do you hear this? And
okay. Oh gosh. He's just on a roll, man. Valentine's just an excuse to rob old deadbeat. He yells at the microwave to hurry up. Well, I was about to say, why, unless he's going to go stay at Tammy, I don't think that a married couple or a couple wants to be hanging out. I mean, I was surprised. I'm going over to see my friend's new home tomorrow. I was like, are you sure? It's like Valentine's Day. I'm going at like 2:00. I did get her the same type of little roses that I found. I found these at Trader Joe's today. Mini roses. They were $5.99. And they got the little hearts on the front. I thought they were adorable. And she could plant it if she wanted to, because it's living, so it's not just flowers. So $5.99 at Trader Joe's. So I got her one of these. And then I got the puppies some cute cookies. And then I got her a nice little box of Belgian chocolates, just as a housewarming gift. She's living in a nice house. Well, that's what, yes. So anyway, let's show you where this, okay. So Darling has verified that Police Dawn is a real person. Okay. So if you I'm going to hide the comments for just a second. Oh, she has an appointment. Okay. Hold on. Okay. I think my friend's now, it's another friend of mine. Oh, sorry. I turn off my phone thinking I'm not going to get messages and I still have stuff flash up. Okay. So here is where Tim lives, okay? Okay, this is Tim right here at his Arborterrace RV park. And this is where a Longhorn Steakhouse is. It's literally 7 minutes away. 7 minutes. For him to get to Fred and Raffaella house is like a 51-minute drive. And then to get to the brand new Longhorn Steakhouse, it's like another 40-minute drive or something. So you have to think that Tim wanted to go all the way in his I'll show you, because I did this the other day. I mapped this out with people. Okay, so I actually know this part of Florida now. Okay, so here's Tim. Okay, here's the nearest Longhorn Steakhouse. Okay, here, if you go over this way, keep going. Look at this, guys. Look at this. This over here. Sorry. Okay. I'm getting over here. Over here. Hold on. It's like right in here. Get a little closer. It's like getting into the Lakewood Ranch area. Right here. It's like Lakewood Ranch. And then there's an area right here. Okay. So you have to think. Here's Tim all the way over here. If I add in, okay, I'm going to get rid of this Longhorn Steakhouse. If I add in Lakewood Ranch, just, Manor Loop, because that's where Fred and Raffaella live. Just to show you. I don't think he took him to the Longhorn. All right, Manor Loop, Bradenton, Florida. Okay. So they actually suggest that you go around this way. But the route that Tim takes is this way. So that's the route that Tim takes. And then right here on this corner of this 75 and 60, I think 64, there's a 75. Oh, no, it's up here. That's where the new Longhorn Steakhouse is that Tim said that he went to. So he takes the 38-minute drive to this. Then he said he went to this Longhorn Steakhouse, but it was right over here, like up here. So he had to. I just don't see how that happened. He just, when he has a Longhorn Steakhouse right next to his house. That's why I just think that he never took them. He just went that night and visited them. And we haven't seen him around in the evenings. I think that thing was long gone. People think he saw it online. No, I think he literally was going at night to the bar, getting a bunless burger and a glass of water, and probably leaving not even $1 tip. For like senior hour too. Oh, sorry. Hold on, Tim. Hold on. I have to get onto you. Sorry. Those are my theories, guys. I'm sticking to it. It's not. That was a long drive. He would have definitely put that video. I would have thought so too. I would have thought so. I don't think he took them. And then I think, and because we've shown that Police Dawn is a true person. And he said that was, and you see there's a Longhorn Steakhouse 7 minutes from where he has his RV. 7 minutes. I don't think you think he got kicked out? Yeah, pumping the grift. Oh yeah. There's no way he went there to Longhorn. Well, right, because he says at the beginning of the video with Fred and Raffaella that he took him to the newer Longhorn Steakhouse. And it's like so far away from where he is, like at 9 miles a gallon on that F-250. And so the way that, because we saw him returning from Fred and Raffaella's house, so he takes that longer route. He doesn't take the highway route that takes 31 minutes. He takes the route coming down past like the UTC mall and stuff. Because we did see if he was, but I have a feeling the only thing he did that day was go over and get some coffee and stuff over at Fred and Rafaela's house. And probably dinner too. But is it riding? 1:45. Oh yeah. So you just go at like 4 p.m. Right. Well, yes. Has he had that gift card show? No, I think I promise you, because you lose money when you sell the gift cards. I think he went to the Longhorn Steakhouse round the corner from his house, 7 minutes away, because we haven't seen him sometimes in the evening. He hasn't done an evening chat. He didn't want to drive. Oh, no, I don't think that happened. I don't think Fred at 86 drove anywhere either. On a highway, they don't like highways. They hate highways. They don't want to drive on the highway. Tim doesn't even want to drive on the highway. I tell you, Tim used it at the Longhorn Steakhouse around the corner from his house. Never took him. He just went over there to their house for a cup of coffee one night. Because otherwise, he would have shown us that brand new Longhorn Steakhouse, because it was brand new built. Because if you look at the Google Maps, it's still like a construction site. So, Sharon. But he also says a lot of stuff. He also says that his EITL loan was a legitimate small business loan. So I don't think there was any balance.
So pretty.
He might still have $10 from his own.
And sell the other junk. The one that's been sitting out there like a big anchor. That Goldwing. Why sell the Goldwing? It gets right back to what I just said a few minutes ago. Exact same story. Different vehicle. With that bike, there's some fun riding. It's fun riding any motorcycle. Any motorcyclists will tell you that. But that would require touring.
I just think he would have used it.
What I just said I want to do.
Yeah.
Now, the expense would be a lot less. 40 miles per day.
Right.
Staying in campgrounds. Traveling around. It's still way up there on the scale.
I don't think he even did that. I think he just went to their house for dinner and got some coffee. I don't even know if they knew about the gift certificate. There's no 86-year-old riding up an interstate to go up to a Longhorn Steakhouse.
Tempting and wanting to do again that I've already done. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's something I've already done, unlimited, multiple times.
Video off of it.
So I'm just having all these thoughts yesterday, like, should have bought it. You might sell it.
That Longhorn Steakhouse is brand new. If you go to the Google Maps, it's still in this thing. It is a demolition site. It's just like flattened ground with some looks like tractors around it, to do some building. That's what it looks like. And probably the one by his house has been up for a while. 7-minute drive. Come on. You know where Tim was eating. Because we have verified that Police Don is a true character. We never saw the actual gift certificate in his hand. But maybe it was sent electronically, because people do that too. So there, who knows? Which
would make my fourth Goldwing that I never travel across country with. I always travel with a Harley.
Yeah,
when I did do the motorcycle cross country. And when I lived in Atlanta, I'd go to the mountains on weekends.
Get back to that prison job.
It was with my Harley.
Get back to that prison job, as Tim would say.
Went to California, went to Grand Canyon, went to Sturgis, went to Yellowstone on the Harley, went all these places. And thinking about it, it kind of made me feel like the cruises. Well, hey. But then like, it's not like I never did it, and it's exciting. So I thought, this is what I'm trying to tell you folks. When you go from 62 to 67, I said this 2 years ago. You say in your mind, wow, 5 years ago, I'd have crushed that. But now I just want to sit here in my chair and drink Geritol. I don't want to pull a camper anymore. I don't want to ride a Goldwing or a dirt bike or, go hike. Hopefully you still want to walk and hike, even if it's moderate.
Really, Tim? You just aren't feeling the massive urge to want to pack up that RV and do all the stuff you need to do just to drive to another truck stop and to another truck stop? Because he's going to mention in this video, if he hasn't already, that he has no patience when he travels. He just wants to get to wherever he's going. So he could never say, okay, I'm going to travel for a month. And within that month, I'm going to take the B roads and I'm going to see beautiful places and, just relax and be in his own skin. He just can't. He's sets these destinations in his mind. And he just has to hightail it to these places with no enjoyment. And so it's boring to watch his travel content. He doesn't know anything about anywhere either. He's no real interest. So it's like, why do you travel? It's like, I don't know if it's just to say he's doing it, because he doesn't really seem to like enjoy learning about places, or like looking at places or finding out about places, like just nothing. Like I used to love just, when I was living in North Carolina and stuff and South Carolina, I wish I did have the means to have actually been able to visit in Charleston. I lived in Charleston, South Carolina as a child and had not been to Charleston since my childhood. But, I was working 5 days a week and I was paying for a mortgage and an apartment, and I had dogs and student loans and just the fun of life, and unfortunately my spare income was kind of giving me the chance just to be a travel RN and pay for the apartments. So most of the time I was just kind of enjoying things close locally, like in Charlotte and in Rock Hill. And there was like the Kawaba River and, the Rory Mountains and things that were just kind of close that I could do from the distance of my apartment. Just because that was, easier. I was already traveling and spending money.
But you get to a point where,
but yeah, he's just no interest.
where you change. And what happens is you get to this,
yeah,
you get to this middle road where you're swinging back and forth. You don't know what you want to do. Right? That's what I sound like. So be easy on me. I just don't know what to, I'm conflicted, about my life, about my relationship, about my motorcycles, about living in a camper, about everything.
About my relationship. Well, there's only one relationship that Tim has, and that's Tammy. And he says he's conflicted about his relationship. So that means his relationship with Tammy. But as Jay just clearly pointed out, Tammy is a 50-50. Tammy is no Tammy Warbucks. That's just a rumor that's been started in the community with no verifiable sourcing. For those who do know Tammy, she has clearly stated that Tim does not get to come in unless he pays his part. So that's probably potentially why Tim was taking out these crazy loans during the pandemic in order to stay in the apartment with Tammy. Who knows? But during that time, he got the EIDL.
And I'm asking myself serious questions. Is it the 5 eggs a day giving me clarity? Is it that age I'm getting to where I'm teeter-tottering on, I want to, I don't know. It's very, it's a lot easier when you're younger and you're just like, crush it, do it. You don't even think. So that's it.
Well, and see, that's where I also wonder what Tim's lab results were. He's not mentioned them. Are we going to ever hear about the lab results? It's funny how he used to tell us all about the doctor's appointments and he would, it would be a whole thing. We didn't even know he was getting his labs drawn. I try to keep up with his stories. Didn't even hear that he was going to his doctors. So this is something he was definitely keeping on the DL. And I just wonder what results he got. You just never know with Tim or what the troll going on. Because he's definitely depressed. Because if he's striking people's channels, Tim is unhappy.
That's all I can say. I'll end it right there because I would just be saying the same thing over and over and over.
Okay. Tim says I'm going to end it right here. And then he talks for another 6 minutes. So he don't care. Yeah, 50-50. That's why I keep saying Tammy, no Tammy Warbucks. It's a reputation. Do you know what happened to Tater in court today? Oh no, Tater went to court. Oh, we'll have to take a peek. See then. I know the Olympics ice skating, so I might have to catch up with that. Maybe that's something I can catch up with tomorrow because I love court stuff. So that gives me a good idea to do something else live and talk about something completely different. So thank you. I appreciate that. Tater always wins. No word on little Eric? No. You mean the grandson? Oh, little Eric. Oh, that Eric. Sorry. I thought you meant Tim's grandson. I don't even know. All I know is they're showing Ilya on the screen. Go, Virginia. Scott Hamilton, Brian Boitano, Nathan Chin, Ilya Milinan. Double trouble. Last year's figure say is to win back-to-back gold medals in men's singles. Oh, Scott Hamilton loves
But
Elia.
maybe that made some
Scott
sense
is
to you
like so happy.
as to what
Sorry, I can see Scott's face already, sitting in his lovely suit, and Scott just looks like he's getting goosebumps. He's so excited. He's just it's just so lovely to see. Tim not even probably enjoying the Olympics. So we're gonna end this soon. Thank God you only got a couple of minutes, Tim.
I'm thinking. You know,
I gotta get over to the
uh,
Olympics. Making
my-
prison eggs. Oh, he
my
already
future?
cooked some of those.
maybe I need to spend time right now. All right, hear me out. Maybe I do need to
Frying
spend some
those
time
eggs. Oh God.
that gives me peace and comfort and love
Ooh.
is finding love. Can you find love? I don't know.
Oh
It's
God.
been pretty hard for
I always love
67
a court
years.
case.
But maybe settling into sharing life, no matter what it is, just strolls on the beach, doing what I have here in my backyard in Florida, sitting outside, living in sticks and bricks,
Uh-oh.
you know, with someone and enjoying my life. Of new experiences, with someone that really I connect with, and they connect with me. That'll be tough. But it's intriguing. And I don't know why I'm pondering it, because 2 days ago or a week ago, I had a video, solo's a life for me, baby. I think I'm possibly chasing my tail and chasing the wind with
Well, we haven't heard the results, and we have all sensed that Tim really isn't in the mood to get out and really hook out all this stuff up and travel. I think he just, and he's doing it alone. There isn't the lure of all of these people out west who are going to hook him up with a bunch of free stuff too. Remember last time he was going out and traveling, he was getting a lot of comped stuff to him. And then the last trip, remember, his last day was really sad. Like he was eating alone in a restaurant, for Tim. And it had been before, people always like taking him to meals, or Tammy was there. It was just always a lot more like Tim being spoiled. And the final trip when he went out west, he was like running around parking lots looking for people to hang out with. And they weren't wanting just to give him free breakfast and free coffee. I think people's purses, finally got shut. And Tim was just not having as good of a time. And I think there is probably a apprehension to have to hook up that trailer that has sat for an extended period of time, not really being cared for, and pulling it out because he hasn't done the maintenance to make it good. He's been living in it full time, pretty much for a while now, since Tammy kind of disappeared last April when she got called out. But she's still always in the background. Tammy's always around. Don't get us wrong, okay? She's always there for something.
trying to substitute these things in my life to fill a gap or an emptiness that might be there. Now, I'm not sitting here saying I'm depressed and sad and lonely.
Yeah.
I am saying I'm depressed, sad, and lonely. Like, why BS anybody? But it's not severe. You know what I mean? It's not severe. It's just that
And think he just spent all this money on that compressor to blow up all these tires for stuff. Just the money. And most of this stuff, Tar Heels will know because they let me know. Most of this stuff is for sale. It's all on Facebook Marketplace. I'll bring up the receipts. Keep going, Tim.
I'm older, and I get out here and I do these mods to that bike. Like last night, I was working on it until after dark. I put this battery in, and I'm like, man, how much more are you going to do? And now you're going to load that thing up. You're literally going to go drive 5 days to Arizona to an empty desert and ride it, possibly fall down, get hurt, break a leg or an arm, bust your head. What are you thinking? And then the same thing with the Goldwing. When I bought it, a lot of you out there were like, oh, yeah, get rid of that bike. People out there, the way you drive, texting, you get killed. And there's a reality. I mean to tell you, I sit here and hear these people run down my street right out here that's 25 miles an hour, 100 if they're doing nothing. All day, every day, it's the same vehicles and these street bikes. I hear them out there just absolutely like they're the moto super duper fast track racing. They all think they're race car drivers. And
It's because they're young, Tim. Tim upset because young people doing young people stuff. He wants to be doing young people stuff, but like an old man.
It is. It's crazy. Drivers suck. Yeah, the motorcycles are.
Yeah, get off my yard.
The Goldwing, I'm going to sell it. I'm going to sell it. I don't know how much I can get for it, but I'm going to sell it. And the camper.
Oh, he's struck my channel more times than you can shake a stick at, trying to silence me for criticizing the fact that he's taken probably over $70,000 to $100,000 in illegal taxpayer money. It's just a scam artist. He doesn't like me calling out the scam.
Can't sell it. You got a place to live. You're not spending your life with somebody. You know, I'm talking about that or nothing. You know, it's either all or nothing with me. You know it, right? I mean, that's how, you know, I show my life. I'm all in or nothing.
He's just a regular low-cal grifter on the internet, too. One more. I mean, that's why you make commentary about these people. His life is here for us to make commentary on. At least mine is, because he's tried to strike me like 10 times.
So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to list the Goldwing. And I'm thinking about, you know, if I met somebody. Or if I don't, maybe it's time to consider, you know, I've said and you've said that things aren't coming down in price.
Shocking that person's like in the chat seeing everybody's comments come up and then asking me what I've got against him. Like, because, you know, as a female, I can't make commentary about a man unless I'm, you know, personally aligned to him somehow. I had to have been an ex-wife, you know, been thwarted in a relationship. I can't just be a woman calling out, you know, these types on the internet. No, that doesn't happen. You know, I got to have been personally subjected to something other than the fact I can't stand scam artists and con men. I mean, that's basically, I don't like scam artists and con men. And I don't understand what part of that people can't detach from my gender when it comes to making commentary over a 67-year-old who didn't even get out of high school, who thinks that he should be giving health advice, financial advice, and all types of advice on the internet without having any type of licensure, credentialing, or even giving a disclaimer ahead of time. That's another reason why I call these people out. And he's egregious with it. Does that answer your question?
Say, oh, Florida's, you know, big and bust all the time.
Lover.
And they're offering some deals like on villas and condos and stuff right now. You got to watch out for all the hidden fees. Like if 3-story condo, they got these things that they can't get rid of those right now. So, you know, there's always a deal. Somebody will find a deal. So if you're poised and ready with some money
Stewie,
to pounce and lock in something, maybe that's exciting because that'd be the first time in my life. Instead of doing all these things over and over and over and keep circling and chasing my tail that I've done over and over and over.
Oh, there's so many of these people, and they're just as narcissistic because they just really think everything's about them. And they never make a channel. And if they do, it's just trashing people because they just bent out of shape. Their nose is bent out somehow. And it's usually somebody who probably feels aligned with somebody like Tim.
Apparently, they are fun, but they're repetitive.
Sad.
Is to meet someone, get into a sticks and bricks that I actually own, and either move to another state or stay here or a different city, and get involved with following through with a healthy lifestyle, with exercise. And,
that's good the thinking. Consensus.
So anyway, those are my thoughts. I feel better about you. It's been therapeutic for me. And these are just what I'm saying. And of course, you know.
I mean, we can put up a poll and ask him if you want. I mean, you seem to want to put a 1 in the chat if you think at Tater always wins is a grifter. I don't know.
Believe a damn thing I say. Crush it.
Uh-oh. Tim. No. All my Epstein stuff. Oh, goodness, Tim. Okay. Gosh, it's everywhere. Okay. Let's see if Tim put out any more videos yet. Or is this all we got? I'm watching the ice skating on the TV at the moment. No, that was it. He just did a long afternoon chat, some pasteurized eggs. I went over the police dawn the other day, the morning chats. He went on. Let's just take a look at the comments, see if we can get the comments from Tim. Oh, let me see. All right. A 1. Oh, Tater, you're. They think you're a grifter. We're getting a lot of 1s. Tater, you're getting 1s. Yeah, yeah, blah blah. He's in a trailer because that's all he can afford. I know. Well, I just wonder, like, I just wonder if he's setting a scene because he says he's selling the Goldwing now. Oh God, here it goes. This person says, Baker, you need to go see a psychiatrist. Spend some of that money on fixing you. How is this still up? You got some major issues and you need help. Spend some of that money on fixing you. Not trying to be mean. I'm just being honest with you. Well, we all. Michael says, I think your comment is more suited to those hate-obsessed, misfit hater channel creators. Tim is winning in his way. Of course. Sorry. I have to laugh. All right. Ethan says, there was somebody who wrote a really long comment. Maybe this was Ethan. Ethan put in a long comment that basically said that he should speak to you as a man of your same age and health. Right now in Bradenton, Sarasota vicinity, there are numerous manufacturers' homes and very nice communities. So basically telling him, see, the thing is, Tim could have probably done some smarter things with his money. He could have done a lot smarter things. He could have, is it true that Tammy wants, I don't know how you can deport somebody who has an American passport and was born in Portsmouth, Virginia. I was just educated in Europe. But you, being obviously the usual xenophobe in this country, doesn't seem to understand that people can be born to American parents and have American passports and still be educated in Europe and have a foreign sounding accent. Mind blown. So where do I get deported to? Portsmouth, Virginia? I live in Virginia Beach. So where do you want me to be deported to? My family has probably been longer in the United States than yours as absolute colonizers. My family came and started colonizing in the late 16th century. So when did yours start colonizing? Mine had orders from the King of England to come colonize. I'm a descendant of Thomas Jefferson. So where are you deporting me to? That's always the most ridiculous, Tater. You're a joke. Oh, Timmy always says you have an accent? Oh, does that mean you know Timmy, Tater? Tater always wins. It's always given us an idea that Timmy says you have an accent. Timmy's never said anything about my accent. Unless you talk to him behind the scenes. And people understand me quite clearly, thank you. Oh, that's definitely a Tim bootlicker. Oh, yeah, they got more 1s in the chat for being a grifter. But just let them chat away because, I take the engagement all way. Tater always wins as Timmy. Well, Timmy never wins. I don't know if it's Tater. It's just usually, it's probably Stewie again. You know what? Let's take a look at something interesting. Because there's always ways to find out about people. Because, some folks have always been, quite, they get up, shush, Tim. People get upset when they can't get what they want. And there's always people that want to control a chat. And this is a prime example of it. Very much an attention seeker right here. So, all right, let's see. All right, here we go. Okay, so let's take a look at you, Tater. Let's find out a little bit more about you. All right, here's Tater Always Wins. So Tater Always Wins is a channel that was set up on December the 18th, 2025. They don't really say much about themselves. They just have a handle here. They don't have any content, of course, and so they've been around a little bit. I don't know if I've seen them commenting on Tim's channel or not. But it's probably a troll account. That's what I'm thinking. Let me go get a drink. Okay, sweetheart. I don't think you're going to be back, though. I don't think you're going to be back. He says he's going to be back. No, you're not going to be back. You're going to get removed, actually. And then you're actually going to be just gone. Bye. And that's how you take care of them. Okay. Bye, Tater. All right, guys. I'll get back over to Tim over here. I'm all confused because I'm like on 14 different tabs, like on my own tab. Well, thank you. Don't be a tater hater. No, we're going to be a tater hater today. It's a troll account. I don't know. They haven't been, they've, but sometimes I'm just like, after I've had some fun with people, I'm like, yeah, I'm done. It's like, I took care of him for 24 hours. Thank you, Angel of Glass. I appreciate that. He just like, oh, I get to go have a drink. They always come in. They think they're like, there's 100 and some people watching, and they think they're like leading everything. And after a while, it's like, oh, it's not fun to even try to deal with them anymore. All right, guys. Well, Tim has nothing else going on. He does have 107 comments, which is the most he's ever had. Maybe Tim being wishy-washy and lonely at Valentine's is just the way he needs to go. See, look at this. Tim went out and just looked at some apartments that weren't even his in the area, and 41,000 views. He can't even crack 2,200 in 6 hours on morning chat, rethinking life, which usually would get him had gotten him something big. Did I miss something? What did you put in your coffee? It's like, and then Bubba, why hammer down out into the desert in 5 days? Slow roll, you're retired. What's the big hurry? Because Tim doesn't want to spend any money. That's the hurry. Because last time Tim was asking for gas money, Tim didn't get gas money. So he's, he probably didn't get a ton of, donations to Georgia. He probably looks like he's doing better than some other people are at the moment in the economy. So I'm sure that Tim's like, no. All right, let's see what happened with the poll. And we'll get this ended because I'm going to go watch the ice skating and wish you all a very happy Friday. Is Tim going to move in with Tammy in her new condo? I have 154 votes. And you heard JJ, who knew them, weigh in. So we've had some opportunities to have some discussion on that. It's a pretty even poll. Wow. Okay. That one came out wildly even. All right. At number 1, he'll lie, but have both places at 45%. At 30%, yes, he's ready for sticks and bricks. And at 25% was no, he's going to stay on the slab. Interesting. And that was 154. So that's very interesting. The audience, I think, primarily think he's going to do both, but JJ was very clear that unless he's really, prepared to pay and really contribute, then the likelihood of him getting into that condo is very slim. Now, a visit at the weekend is, Valentine boy, but we don't even know if he's getting there for Valentine. He seems very depressed. My initial thought was, I thought a while back ago, he said he was going to go see Teddy and Jolene for this weekend, which struck me as strange because it was Valentine's. But then once we found out that Tammy had the place in that area, then it made sense that he may want to be there to woo her for Valentine. Tim is not a happy man being alone. This is a man who's been married for a long time. I mean, married multiple times and has been with Tammy for many years. This is not somebody comfortable being on his own. He's not a comfortable single man. No matter how many times he wants to say solo living and this, that, and the other, it's not somebody like me who has literally been alone for years, like probably 5 years. It's been so long, I don't even know. I would not even think that I am capable of being able to be sharing in a relationship at this point because I'm so set in my ways. The only thing I can share with is my dogs. So, she reminds me, Junebug needs to come out of that room. All right, guys. He can't even live with himself. Yeah. So I'm just curious. What are you saying, lady? I can't. Oh, all of these people that say they can't understand me. Well, you know, when somebody actually speaks correct English, it can be a real struggle. And I understand. I get it. I get it. The English language is a struggle for you. You know, I'm the pity is on your side, sweetheart. And I promise you, I don't understand anybody in rural America. It is an absolute foreign language to me. I don't know what they're speaking because it does not sound like English. So, I mean, I have a really tough time. Most Americans speak some sort of, I'm not even sure. In the South, that's why I can't go 3 times on Tim. Because I would not understand a lick of what he said. Yeah, another that can take. Yeah. Well, you know, it's because there's lots of racist bigots in this country. And most of the racists and bigots either probably follow blind views or follow Tim. And that's just kind of who their channel is. So, oh, I speak very well. Tim's buying love in Thailand. Oh, no, he's not. Tim is buying. He's already said he's not going to travel anywhere. He's not going to travel to Australia, to the Philippines. He doesn't even want to travel to California now. He's done. Tim is done with travel today. For today. Okay? For today. All right. I did want to see this Buck-eyed Gordon and see something. Oh, here we go. All right, we'll show this one real fast. All right, let me show this tab instead, and then I'm going to get over to the ice skating. Buckeye, I'm going to speed you up because he does speak also. Can put it 1.75. See what's happened.
Good morning. How you doing?
Oh, that's a little too fast for Buckeye. So I do speed people up who speak. At least I speak quickly.
Today is Friday. Got the weekend to look forward to. I hope everybody's doing fine. I just want to jump on here and let you know that I got a copyright strike that Sarasota Tim did. I didn't copyright strike him. He copyright striked me for a video that I did about a book. About a book. It was Sarasota Tim.
Oh, you don't have a southern accent.
So I said, I don't remember that. Because first I know he doesn't read books.
My grandmother and I used to have a tough time understanding one another. All right. Poor old Buckeye. Let's see what happened with Tim. All right. All right. I'm going to have to open up and let my dog out. Keep going, Buckeye. And then I'm finishing up here.
I don't think he can read at all. And I got online to my channel, looked it up, and it will just for a second give you a picture of the thumbnail. And it was the one where he got that tent and he had the book in his hand. I don't need that. He threw it back in the box.
See, Tim's all mad. He had to strike somebody. So he can't strike me. He struck me twice last month during the waning moon. So he had to strike Buckeye instead. Tim's on a roll. He's after the channels. I know. Well, Tim don't care. This is Tim. It's Tim. You know, see, he knows I'm fighting him. He's already got so many stings from me that people know Tim's not messing with me at the moment. I promise you.
And I can understand why, because obviously he can't read.
My case.
I did the copyright strike school, so in 3 months that'll go away, just like all the others have. But it does catch him in a lie.
You know, we got a racist president, so you know the bigotry and xenophobia and racism and everything is just, you know, they think it's just part of the some of these people's DNA at the moment, and they're just not ashamed to have it, and they should be, but they're not. It's sad.
Sarasota Tim told his followers to, you got that 3 dots, click on it.
Deported lady.
Click,
oh, here we go. Came in with
suggest this channel.
Deported.
And he said, like I did, him himself.
How can I? Oh, you're so. This guy is out of his control. Well, there's some Native Americans who think your ass probably needs to be deported too, back to Europe. And the funny thing is that you probably are like, oh, I've got all European descent relatives. And yet you are trying to say something about somebody with an English accent. Absolutely hilarious. You people couldn't be more ignorant and ironic at the same time if you tried. Absolutely hilarious. I don't even care. Leave them up. They make themselves look stupid. Not me.
Sarasota Tim said that's what he did, and that's a lie.
And, ICE is going to get
you know, we caught him in so many lies. So I just want to come on here and let's.
Yeah, okay. For what? For being the whitest English girl in the America? That's what I get for. Loser.
To know that everything's okay. I'll continue making content. Exposing him. Man. And you know, Sarasota Tim always says, you know, let's be good, do good for your fellow man. Well, Sarasota Tim, I'm your fellow man. Why don't you do me a favor? Make a donation to buy me a coffee so I can get my teeth fixed. Would you do that, please? That would be great if you can do that. If you do that, I'll give you credit on my channel. How's that? All righty. This is Buckeye Gordon, and I want you to please hit that thumbs up button.
Oh, let me stop that. Oh, poor Buckeye. I kind of feel for him. I really do. I feel for him. I really do. And so I do feel bad. Yeah. So I do. And so, yeah, I do. I feel bad because like Tim is, you know, attacking him. So I try to figure out where I am. Yeah. Yeah. The ice gang who can't shoot straight. That's right. All right. Keep going, Buckeye. And, you know, the fact that he's speaking about his teeth, it's sad. And dentistry is expensive in this country. And then you've got ignorant people screaming about ICE to an American citizen. To somebody who was born to two American parents, one from Virginia and one from North Carolina, in Portsmouth, Virginia. Just because I was educated in another country. This is how egregiously stupid these people are. They probably are the stupidest people I have ever encountered in my life, or the people that support ICE and all of this hatred. Just absolute maggoted bigots. And I feel sad because, you know, my family is from the United States, and I have to deal with the most bigoted, racist, xenophobic assholes in the world that live here. And I just hope at some point people who have these types of members of their family, like these people who are mentally deranged and sick in the head, just do what I do, shun them. I don't speak to these people. They're absolute just feces on the shoe of humanity. And everybody thinks so.
I'm sure with my channel growing like it is, it's really bothering him. Hit that thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, click that subscribe again. You'll see a notification.
Oh, it's just bigotry and racism, and these people, you know, and the most telling part is that anybody who supports this loves supporting pedophiles too. These people just love PDFs and people who love to diddle little kids and stuff, and they're all on board with it. They're really sick in the head. They're so drinking Kool-Aid. They are like fully on board with grown men having relationships with little children. Doesn't matter if it's a male or a female, and they love it too. And they're on board with it. That's how sick in the head these people are. And then they actually make themselves present in my chat, so we know who all the perverts and the weirdos are. I love it.
Bell. Click on that and then click all. You'll get all my videos. Until next time, have a wonderful weekend.
Oh, here we go. Taterland 2's coming in now too. Oh, Taterland 2. Oh, coming from the heart of America. Oh, so glad you could join us, Taterland 2. It's because Timmy is a waste of space and an absolute con grifter, just like you are. Lover of the pedophiles, just like you are, sweetheart. You're an absolute pedophile lover. Just make yourself known. We all love to know who the creeps are so we can make sure to keep away from you. Timmy's going to Thailand because he's a pervert. Absolutely. I'm sorry. That's just what I think about these people. And anybody who's in support of it, what a bunch of weirdos, hey? They're just all really shameless and weird. You know, and the thing is, they're all supporting people, and they all know they're going to be losing it. And the rest of society has shunned these people. I mean, they are absolutely just vile human beings. And Tim's a waste of space too, which is why we go after him. Because once we take one, we can go to the next scammer on this website. And I hear Mikey a real scammer, and I don't mind covering him, but I hear his content real boring. I'll take on every one of these scamming, grifting lowlifes on the internet. I have no problem. I'll do it with my accent and all. Yeah, the head fish rots from the head down. Yeah. No, it doesn't matter. It's a global rot at the moment. It's just the rest of the world is deciding they want to take their rot out. We're just keeping our rot here. It's absolutely embarrassing because the rest of the world, with all the stuff that's going on, they would have cleared out the leadership and everybody in politics. They would be like demanding the resignation. But here we still got a pedophile sitting in the presidency, in my opinion. Yeah, he's a pedo. Yeah, and the people that support it, they support pedophiles at this point. If you're not turning your back on this administration at this time, you are fully on board with supporting pedophilia and people who and I think I've seen enough evidence. There's enough victims out there. It's a sick cult. It absolutely is. I don't care how much money you have. Having money doesn't mean that you have ethics or moral. Actually, most of the time, having that much money means you're probably not going to have any ethics or morals. You know? So the rest of us who don't have that sort of predisposition to be that greedy and narcissistic, you know, are just watching the most depraved and sick individuals in the world. And people that come in and shout ice and do a bunch of stuff, they're just part of it. Sad, basement dwelling, men like Tim who no woman wants to touch them anymore, can't get laid. Well, Tim stinks after about 2 minutes. Thank you. Oh, yeah. That's part of the reason why I go after Tim. Tim supports this nonsense. He's just one cog in the wheel. And he's sitting there complaining about the cost of stuff. Well, Tim, you voted for it, mate. Sorry, you did. You voted for it. I don't care how many people have told me in my chat that, you know, and I understand there's people that didn't vote in the same, you know, voted for this nonsense. Hopefully they've had a moment of awakening. The rest of it, if you're a racist bigot, you probably haven't. But if anybody wants to tell me that this person's doing a good job at the moment, no, I disagree. Calling our pedophile. Oh, well, I'm from here, so it's a little bit hard to get out of a place where I was born, isn't it? You dumb idiot. Good Lord. Well, he is a pedophile. Jesus Christ. And you guess what, mate? You support pedophilia. In fact, you're probably, I'm just going to hasten a little bit of a guess, probably on a sexual offenders register somewhere in Florida at this time. Probably just around the corner from Bradenton Slab, Timmy Tim. Yeah. Oh, president. You mean the pedophile in chief? Keep being a part of the guardians of the pedophile. You look like a creepy, vile weirdo. You're just giving me a good time over here. All right, guys. I'm having too much fun with the trolls. All right. I want to thank the real Melvis Melvis and DJ Shelly Shell for being a member for a month. I'm going to go watch the ice skating. I appreciate you all. The trolls have been awesome. These guys, you can tell they have no jobs in the daytime. They're making America great. Yes, they are. They're making America great, everybody. But you all, make sure, just like Jail Time Bud, that is in support of people who like to do weird things with children. Because I'm a pediatric RN. Okay. So even my dogs are telling you to probably chill it out. But you're probably going to take a handheld in the... Oh, here we go. It's blind views, people. You need to get deported with that. Oh, really? Oh, I thought there was like a First Amendment where you get to have free speech. That means I get to call the president a pedophile and you a sick weirdo all at the same time. Yeah, imagine being the people who support this. Oh, yeah. Yeah, these people were outraged that Bill Clinton got a BJ and they couldn't shut up about Monica Lewinsky's blue dress. But they're not talking about the fact that Donald Trump probably diddled like a 12-year-old. Why do you think he had that weird, creepy modeling agency? Gosh, these people are so weird. Just the weirdest people that ever existed. I'm kind of embarrassed to have, been born in America and have to be like sharing like any type of territory with the lowest forms of human existence, which are these vile creatures that support Donald Trump. You're vile. Yeah, the pageants. Oh, yeah, the man wanted to have sex with his daughter. That's how weird these people are. Oh, yeah, ruined his life. Hi, Blind Views. Thank you, Blind Views, for clarifying. Because they're all putting BV behind your name. Thank you for clarifying, Blind Views. Because these, these tater lovers are nuts. Oh, yeah. Oh, I know. He has. Blind View, you have said tons of racist crap. I've heard it on your channel. It was one of the reasons why I had to stop watching. It got a little bit crazy for me. Makes fun of, yes. Yeah. It's my haters. Well, yeah, I know. But we need to stop, I just call them out because, anybody who's going to be on board after all this stuff that's come out and still be on board with stuff, it like at this point, it's just like defying logic beyond belief, and just it's sad. It's true. And when you've just, people just like being, shown something over here when really something over here happening. So it's already, selling the subscriber gifted battery. He did. Oh, I know. Yes. Yeah. Just get them out of it. Thank you, Angel of Glass. That's why I have to have moderators. Because I know when I come on, I'm a female. I have an accent. And I speak out on the stuff that I believe in. So it's one of those things. All right, guys. I'm going to get over. I've dealt enough with these people today. Well, it gives me an opportunity to let them know what I actually truly think about stuff. Because I try to, keep my politics aside as much as I possibly can. But obviously, once in the blue moon, it's going to come on out. Yeah. Oh, he's selling the battery, all the stuff to the Goldwing, everything. We'll find out tomorrow what he does. If anything interesting happens, we'll go live tomorrow. All right, guys, make sure you hit the likes. I appreciate all your time. Let's go. For somebody who supposedly needs to be deported, I'm Team USA because I'm from the same state as this young man who's about to ice skate. So it's Chase. Yeah, good day. Thank you, Angel of Glass, for being here. Sammy, and of course, Catherine for just taking care of this craziness that came about today. I guess the more I get seen, the more engagement. But hey, it helps me get up the algorithm. I can't compare. I mean, I can't compare. I can't complain. All right. Well, thank you for clarifying, Blind Views. You weren't sending everyone to troll my ass. Appreciate it. All right, guys. Make sure to hit those likes on the way out. I said that 50 times, but I'm going to say it again. All right. Bye.
Life and Vibe, thanks so much. My queen, my Sarasota Tim expert.